And a very good morning to you from the viewpoint for the iconic view of the Church of Saint Thomas with the Kamnik Alps in the background. Now, any of you who have watched or looked at any of my photos will know that I photograph this place a lot. You'll see many of these photos of this view in my portfolio. But you won't see any photos of this particular view, because today I've come down the road a bit. I've changed my perspective. Now, this is a famous viewpoint, but the viewpoint is actually just up the road. Now, many photographers know about this place, but it's not actually that easy to find unless you actually know the place to stand. And the place to stand is here on this hill in this tiny little village. But as I said, the main viewpoint is further down there, looking a bit straight on. Now don't get me wrong, it's a great viewpoint, but I've photographed it many times. And this morning I've come here and it's very clear. And there's actually no mist in the valley. Usually there's a lot of mist in the valley. There's a lot of mist surrounding the church itself. But there's none today. Plus also it's late spring now and the sun is moving further north, and it's going to rise above those mountains somewhere. So I've come down here to hopefully get more of the sun rising in the shot, but also to try a different perspective. So let's see how it goes, shall we? It's insanely early, just after 5 I think, and the sun should be rising at about 5:45. As we're looking into the sun, normally you would see the scene could be shot in winter when the sun is further off this way. So the sun rises much further to the south and it rises further over there, which means that the light then falls from the side onto the church and lights the church, which is fantastic. But as I said, this is late spring now, so the sun has moved further north. So the sun is actually going to be behind the church, and the church is going to be backlit. So for that reason, I've put a 4-stop hard grad on, because there's going to be quite an extreme difference between the two. And it's actually working quite well. I'll show you the first couple of shots I've just taken. Now I'm just waiting for the sunrise. The pre-sunrise glow has ended and I got a couple of great shots. As I said, this is a different perspective. Ordinarily I would be down by those clump of trees there. That gives you a straighter view on to the church and the mountains, and it's a great view. But like I said, this today was an opportunity to try something different. I've actually used that tree over there as foreground interest, and the spring colours now are fantastic. So with the four stop ND grad, it worked really well that I darkened down the sky and I kept this foreground nice and light, and I got some really gorgeous colours. I'm hoping that the sun is going to rise somewhere over there in view of my shot, but I'm not sure. I think it might rise behind these hills here. So again, I'm just going to have to wait and see. Well, as you've just seen, that was quite spectacular. The sun came up just where I hoped it would, actually, and it also, in my composition, the sun was rising right above this beautiful tree down here, and this tree was glowing in the backlight. So it was a great decision, actually, to come down here. Always a bit of a gamble when you change your composition and you try something new, but in this case it worked out well, so I'm extremely happy.